I'm standing here at Pareto Securities 24th Power and Renewable Energy Conference, and with me today I have Arvid Moss, EVP Energy at the Norsk Hydro, and Kenneth Sivertsen, Equity Research Analyst here at Pareto Securities. Norsk Hydro is one of the world's largest aluminium companies with operations in 40 countries and activities on all continents. Arvid Moss, if someone doesn't know about Norsk Hydro, could you please give us an introduction to the company?
Well, we are today one of the largest, yes. We have approximately 2.2 million tons of primary aluminium production, large recycling activity, the world's largest extruder in the world. And we also quite some considerable size when it comes to renewable power production, mainly hydropower in Norway, but also with the ambition to grow in new energy areas like wind, solar, batteries and green hydrogen.
Yes, because you go way back since 1905, you have been operating in the sector. What do you see as the most important part right now?
It's a massive drive for decarbonisation. It's as simple as that. Society needs to be decarbonised with a net zero target to 2050. And that means that a number of industries need to decarbonise their processes. And we need to attack the hard-to-abate sectors, as we call them, where you have to not electrify, but you probably have to change the process and use hydrogen instead. So this is really a very strong demand driver now for electricity. And we need green electricity. So for us, it's really to now find the niches where we are competitive with our new energy business. And green aluminium, as we produce a lot of, is also much in demand. And in aluminium, we work with the Porsches of the world, the BMWs, the Audis, who all want to now buy aluminium that has as low CO2 footprint as possible. And a key to that is really renewable power as part of the production process.
Kenneth Sivertsen, you follow Norsk Hydro closely. Is it hard to sort of work with zero net emission in aluminium business?
I think Norsk Hydro is perhaps the most sustainable aluminium producer out there, and thereby also the most relevant producer for many. And if you look at the roadmap going forward, I think not many people know that the strong position Norsk Hydro has in the renewable, how much they actually have, the long position they have in hydropower production in the Nordic.
But what is the main challenges here?
I think that the main challenge actually now going forward is to get the public acceptance for the change that we need to go through. When you have to have more wind power and more solar power, it is a question about acreage. It will come in your backyard. And we have seen protests against that in Norway, in Germany, in France, many places. So really now it is important that both the governments and we in the industries are more proactive in explaining this connection between the ambitious climate targets and what does it take. Because if we are not able to, let's say, to provide them with that insight, we will get the protest and we will not achieve the climate target. So I think it's very important now that we get this more proactive communication, that we show that we understand the dilemmas, but that we have to address the climate challenge, and then we have to build more renewables. So this is probably, at the holistic level, one of the main items, because we are living in democracies. We want to stay as, let's say, in democracies, and then this is about really how to get the public acceptance.
I think, as you said also, I think people want the shift, they want the transformation to happen, but they're not willing to invest in the raw material you need to enable the shift. And aluminium is one, renewable energy is the second. But I don't think many people know the large portion you have taken, a large stake you have taken in the battery, which is also a quite new segment. So if you...
this is also what we're talking about. We talk about the whole energy system. I mean, the world, to decarbonize the world, 70% can be done through electrification. 30% is the hard-to-abate sectors where we have to use hydrogen. And within the electricity system, you need renewable power production, but you also need batteries and you need hydrogen as storage element into this. So when we have taken now investments, done investments in the battery value chain, is because we see that will be a crucial part of the new energy system, both, let's say, on a decentralized basis in cars and trucks and etc., but also on the larger scale as grid-scale batteries and inside fence of industries. And green hydrogen, which we just started on, is something that we see will be very big as we go forward, because it's needed in the hard-to-abate sectors, and it can be part of the energy system as a flex factor. And then rain, as we have started to have worked with it for a while, is really about bringing up the production volumes, what we need. So we have a very focused strategy for each of these 3 new areas. And of course, we would also love to build more hydropower in Norway, but it's challenging, as you know, due to the concessions. But maybe also the authorities in Norway will lax something on the or do something on the framework conditions, so that at least some more hydropower could also be built in Norway, because it's a very, very important part of the flexible power system. So it's a great roadmap that we see ahead of us, and we in Hydro, we are one, we are technology optimists. 2, we have done this before. 3, we have 116 years history. We're going to stay in for another 116 years. So I'm all bullish.
So a good roadmap, but it's still quite a few years away. What would you say that is the most crucial things right now?
No, it's not a few years away. It's happening. Here? It's here and now. I mean, it's here and now. I mean, it's about taking decisions to start to build out offshore wind in the North Sea. It's about expanding the footprint of batteries in Norway. We see a number of initiatives, and that will continue. We see that, let's say, the industry shift, that all serious industries now are working to decarbonize their processes. So this is happening here and now. I think that what we really need to focus on, these are the demand changes that we will see in households, industries, transport sector, but we just have to ensure also that the production capacity of renewable power that needs to feed into this is also being built. So that is why we also, from Hydro's point of view, is very focused on that in Norway we need to get new production capacity of wind, solar, hydropower in place in 5 to 10 years time, because the surplus that we have now of some 15 terawatt hours will more or less disappear in 5 years time, and that of course will be the worst for industry development. So it is not some years down the road, it's here and now. We need to take action. Authorities need to do something with the framework here and there, and industries need to invest, and there is a lot of will in the large locomotives now to really invest in renewable energy and in the whole transition.
Do you think it's doable?
Yes, absolutely. But to be able to do it, you need majors like Norsk Hydro taking an active role, using their experience and their know-how and their muscle to get it through. And
I think it's very interesting to see that we need a lot of crossovers now between, let's say, old industries and new industries, and old industries. You see how oil and gas majors cooperate now with renewable companies. When you look at the consortiums that are established out in the North Sea, it's really a crossover of everything, which I think is fascinating, because that is what we need. We need a lot of capital, we need a lot of competence, and we need, let's say, really the big muscle to make the energy shift happen. So that I think is encouraging to see that the new companies are going together to really create the necessary speed, because this is about speed, and it's about also capacity to do something.
I think it sounds very promising. Thank you very much. Yes, that's good. Thank you very much for being here, Arvid Moss.
Thank you,
Kenneth.
Thank you.